Hi, it's Chris with Implied Music, and today I want to look at the Ellington Strayhorn classic, Satin Doll. And of course, you know this tune. It's a jazz standard, but perhaps more importantly, it's a great teaching tune. And what I learned from Satin Doll was beginning to understand how 2-5 pairs work in functional harmony, both in jazz and classical music. Look at these pairs: D minor 7, G7, a 2-5 pair; E minor 7, A7, another one. Another one here, the 2-5 in G, the 2-5 in G flat. Like, in that first line right there, you've got 4 different 2-5s. Well, there are 3 levels of playing your 2-5s, and you're going to get something out of at least one of these levels. Okay, just a quick review. Now, I think you guys remember that every step of the major scale has 7th chords, right? I'm expanding, I'm doubling the 3rd, which I probably wouldn't ordinarily do, but it's just so pretty I can't resist. Every one of those steps gets a name by its step. So C is 1, D is 2, it's D minor 7. And then up here, that's the 5 chord. And the 5 chord has a special quality. It's a dominant chord. Now, as it happens, the progression that goes 2, which is a minor 7, to 5, the dominant chord, has a particular place in music. It really wants to resolve to C major 7. In this case, I played it over E. Let's add the root. 2, an inverted 5. 1. This is a very familiar and very useful sound. You've got to kind of come to grips with every 2-5 pair there is. And the good news is it's a finite number. It's not even a really very large number. And a great way to learn your 2-5s is to look at tunes. In Satin Doll, D minor 7, an inverted G7. And then I'm going to go on. You see I'm playing close voicings. See the C sharp? It's not in the key of C, but it is part of A7 dominant. Now it's time for A minor 7. The C sharp became C natural to D7, A flat minor 7, some black keys there. It's easy to do on guitar. And then we're going to turn it around. Here's the E minor 7 to A7. Let's go back and look at what I just did. So root position, 2nd inversion. And that's what all of these are like. These give me the basic notes of the 7th chords. And as you're beginning, this may be a very good way for you to begin. These voicings are useful as you begin to study Satin Doll. And if it's the first time you've taken on these kinds of things, this is the approach to take. Listen, we should do the same thing with the B section. So let's take a look at that. So when I get to the B section, G minor 7, C7, and then F major 7. I could easily have played the F, down here and done the G minor 7 like this, right? Could easily have made that choice. In fact, let's do the A minor 7 here. 2nd inversion, D7. And then we go to 2 measures of G7. Well, that's a good solution. And you can see these are close voicings. Each set of 4 notes fits within an octave. Close voicings are great to do with one hand. And that's what I'm doing here. I could easily play the melody over the top of this with my right hand. Let's go on to level 2. Now, a quick review of extensions. D minor 7, there's the 9th, there's the 11th. I can't play all those notes at once. G, 7, 9, sharp 11, 13. I really can't play all those notes at once. But in jazz, we frequently want to add extensions to add color to the chord. And so what we do is we discard notes. And I'm going to discard the least important note in the D minor 7 chord, the D. When I do, I get this. And it looks like an F major 7 chord, and that's what my stupid computer thinks it is. But what I know is it's a rootless minor 9. Yeah. So here's my G with the 13th on top. That's the 13th. That's the 9th, 7th, and 3rd. I need to discard 2 notes. You know what I'm going to discard? The useless note, the G, the bass player has it, and then another less important note, the 5th. I wind up with this. And I'll tell you what, this is not a bad voicing. It's an open voicing, and we'll get to it in a moment. But let's do our G7 this way. And my computer is dumb, but if I add the root, it goes, oh, I see. It's a rootless G13 chord. So now I have a 2-5 pair, D minor 7, G7 with extensions that looks like this. And to my ear, that's great. And if you look at it, it's doing kind of the same thing. The 7th is dropping a half step, and we're getting that motion, we're getting the tritone that's so important. How does this sound with a band? It's a great way to play melody and harmony at the same time. Now, that's a full version of level 2. And you can see there's a lot of notes going on at once there. I get that. But frequently, pianists have the job of accompaniment, right? And in a jazz context, that means creating not close voicings within an octave, but open voicings. So for level 3, let's take a look at open voicings, open versions of these same chords. We're going to use the same notes that we were just using and go on from there. And you'll be surprised because a lot of these voicings wind up looking like stacks of fourths. Okay, the first thing to know is that we're going to put the 3rd and the 7th in the left hand all the time. So that's the 3rd of D minor 7, and that's the 7th. There's the whole chord. I'm going to take these 2 notes away, and I'm left with the 3rd and the 7th. And then the 3rd and 7th of G7 are those 2 notes. There's the 7th, and there's the 3rd. I love how the 2 voices switch jobs. The 3rd's on the bottom, the 7th on the top. For G7, the 7th's on the bottom, and the 3rd's on the top. So with roots. I mean, the truth is, with just those 3 notes, sorry, let's try that again. There it is. You really hear the sound, don't you? Let's add some extensions. How's this for D minor 7? It's the notes that I was playing before. Now my computer knows what I'm doing. It's the notes I was playing before, But spread, open voicing. I like the 10th, there's the 7th, and I get a 9th. Did you see what I did? The 7th went down to the B, right? The C went down to the B. And now I have a really great voicing of G7. G, really, 13. It's an open voicing. No root. The bass player is going to play the root. They've got it taken care of. In fact, if I play the bass note, Adam's going to come over and boff me on the side of the head. This is the E minor 7, A7, right? It's so effective. A minor 7, D7, right? And then, right, that was A flat to D flat, the 2-5. And when I go to C, I'm going to play a full-on, beautiful, perfect stack of fourths. 3rd, 6th, 9th, 5th. This sounds great. And, you know, you can have fun slipping it around, boy. Stacks of fourths are great. So we got a really super sound. And we've got all those same, I guess you might call them tricks, that we were using before. The 7th dropping a half step to become, you know, the 3rd of the next chord. Where are we? A minor 7. D7, D flat, I'm sorry, A flat 7 to D flat. And then there's my stack of fourths for C. Nobody's Fool, that's what it says in the song. G minor 7, C7. And then here's a beautiful stack of fourths for F major 7. 7th, 3rd, 6th, 9th. Now, those of you who are astute will have noticed that this is exactly the same set of notes that I played for the C chord. 7th, 3rd, 6th, 9th for F major 7. Or, ready? Switch your head to C. 3rd, 6th, 9th, 5th. Stacks of fourths are awesome. All right, let's go on. A minor 7, we've done this one already, to D. And now it's time for the G7, so love that tritone. There's my 6th or 13th, and there's my 9th. When you open up your voicings, you create space for your soloist, for your melody. And I will say that, piano aside, these types of open voicings, built over the 3rds or 7ths, are great for string and open wind arrangements as well. Get used to the idea of unpacking a close-voiced chord into an open-voiced chord for an epic sound. Satin Doll is a great teaching tune. It's a great way to learn your 2/5s, to dig into them. Gee, I hope this has been useful. Like and subscribe, ding the bell, you'll be notified when I do my videos. I'll see you next time.